Hello, everyone. Welcome to the long range weather forecast discussion. This is for the period March 2nd to the 16th. We have a pattern change that will be occurring here, and this is what we're expecting the pattern to look like. No more of a trough. We don't have a trough here in the west anymore, or in the east, but we're expecting a split flow. Here's the northern jet, here's the southern jet, and the southern jet would be more active, but during the period, but at the beginning we'll have several systems moving through the northern jet, and we'll take a look at that at the surface. So we'll go to Sunday, Monday. Here comes the first one, and it remains fairly weak. All right, and we'll look at that at the surface. We'll go to the surface here. We'll go to Saturday, Sunday. Here's the first one. Sunday, see, it brings a little light snow. This is the GFS. This is the European. Pretty much nothing. The GFS remains to have the most precipitation. Then we look at the European ensembles, nothing at all. And then we have this cold high pressure system in. So then, in the meantime, we will have this ridge will be lifting out, and then we have the next system moving in. This will be Tuesday into Wednesday. You can see it here. Rain, maybe a mixed precipitation across parts of northern New Jersey up to New England, but then that all eventually turns to rain. And then it kind of settles down. Then we have another system moving in. This is the next one, and that looks like it goes to north, but brings a cold front through later on in the week. So the pattern is definitely changing. It'll probably be temporary at some point because it's still March, and this is the time of year when you get flip-flops. You could be nice to spring the other day and then back to cold weather and maybe snow. So it could still happen. So we'll keep an eye on these systems moving through. Okay, we're going to look at the period for March 7th to the 11th. Go March 7th to the 11th. This is what we have here. Now this is the GFS. Has a trough here, ridge along East Coast, but you can see what happens here. We have that ridge that builds into the West Coast, pushing that eastern trough, the western trough eastward. It kind of splits a little bit. One piece goes down here, and the other one goes off to the northeast. But we're still expecting generally above normal heights. So for this forecast period, I am calling for above normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies up to 6 degrees above normal here. In the orange for precipitation, still calling for below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Okay, we're going to look at the period for March 12th to the 16th. And you can see here the GFS has a trough ridge configuration. We'll look at the European. The European brings that trough in faster. So we'll go back to the GFS to see how this transitions. We get that low that begins to push eastward, but the GFS has a ridge trough configuration. European has a ridge trough configuration again. The ensembles have the trough here across the northern states, zone of flow across the country, even the European, a little bit further to the south, but overall, basically a zone of flow. So there won't be a trough over eastern Asia, so I think the pattern will be similar to this. So for this forecast period, I am calling for above normal temperatures here with anomalies of up to 8 degrees or more above normal here across Texas. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence 35%. Below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is up to 35%. That is the long range weather forecast discussion for March 2nd to the 18th. Thank you for stopping by and have a good day.